Hello, my name's Kimberly Hudson. Many of you know me as a health and wellness coach, and I've been privileged to do that for a couple of years. I work with a great team of leaders who are coming together right now to try to encourage people during these uncertain times. I think we all turn to things that are comforting to us and that reassure us during times like this. Um, about 5 years ago, David and I were fortunate enough to go through the John Maxwell certification program. We have always been interested in leadership and have used that in the businesses that we've owned, and really incorporated a lot of that information with our own children. Yesterday, I got on a training call that John Maxwell was leading, and I just wanted to share some nuggets of information that hopefully will be helpful as we navigate these uncertain times. Whether you're a mom, a dad, a teacher, a business owner, you have some type of leadership role and responsibility. And right now is a time for us to rise up as leaders and just offer hope to those that we're involved with on a daily basis. One of the things that we can do is just to remember to put people first. Try to be there to help the people that are in your sphere of influence, that are in your community. I know we're social distancing right now, but we have great technology to be able to check on people and just try to be able to do just that. Put people first. So remember to do your social distancing, stay at home if at all possible, just so that we can get through this. But let's try to help our just everybody else to come through on the other side of this better. Educate yourself. Be careful what you're putting in your mind. There's so much information out right now. It's easy to just get consumed with the news, but that maybe isn't the most healthy thing that you can do for you and for your family. It's overwhelming sometimes. It makes you be anxious. And so just guard your mind right now. Get informed, get the information that you need to, but don't watch it 24/7. Get away from it and just think about how can you focus on other things that maybe is not so depressing. I'm not saying not to educate yourself, but there's ways to do that through the CDC, the World Health Organization. You don't necessarily have to be tuned in to sources that might have some political gains that they're trying to make and putting a spin on it that isn't necessarily giving you the information that you need. I love this. Communicate with thinking weight. Be wise in your communication, whether that's with your own children, your parents, just everybody that you're communicating with. There is so much fear out there. Let's do what we can to control that. And there's some things that right now it's just better not to say, just so that we aren't invoking fear in people. And then be authentic. It's okay. We're not going to be perfect in this. Our leaders aren't going to be perfect. Um, we I don't think we need to be looking for perfection right now. It's okay if they don't know the answer. They haven't navigated times like this before, and we need to give a little grace. I've had to dial back sometimes and just hop off of social media when I see things getting wonky on there and people are sharing ideas and thoughts that are not helpful in this situation. There's a time to be critical of our leaders. There's a time to really filter what our leaders are doing. I'm not certain right now is that time. We need to be supporting them. I myself am praying for our leaders, from our president to our governor to our city and county leaders. And right now, maybe don't be sharing what you think of what type of job that they're doing. I can't control what other people are doing, but I can control to know that I'm going to be working on telling the truth. I'm going to try to put people first. I'm going to stay close to my people. And I'm going to be okay and not judge when I feel like there's a level of uncertainty. Um, Keep your head above the crowd. It's easy to get caught in the weeds right now and not be able to see the big picture. Our leaders hopefully are trying to see the big picture to be able to navigate and know how do we come out better on the other side and how do we cross over and get to the other side. Remember that a crisis is distracting, and distraction keeps us from making progress. It pulls us away from the things that we truly want. So what's the opposite of distraction? Well, think about this, traction. And how can you gain traction during a crisis? You can lift others. Remember, a rising tide lifts all boats. Do what you can to lift others up right now. Serve others. There are ways to serve people without leaving your home. You can serve others well by calling and checking on people. Maybe I'm the designated person to do the grocery run for my family and for my parents. I'm not letting, my kids aren't going out and doing that. And I have a whole routine of what I'm doing to try to keep us safe and try to keep us minimize germs and the spread of germs right now. So what can you do to serve others? What can you do to add value? Maybe that's sending a note to somebody. Maybe that is just doing something within your own family to just keep the happy meter going and a little more going towards being full and not so much to being on that low side. Because right now fear is spreading faster than the virus, and nothing gives you more anxiety than trying to control something that you can't control. So control what you can control. I made a list of what can I control. I can control the happiness in my home. I'm the one that sets the tone for my home. My husband is not in a position to be at home. He's still going into work. He's in a very stressful situation, trying to consult businesses and people as they navigate how this is affecting them financially. How can they survive this and come out on the other side and still have a business to serve people? A lot of people are frightened by what's going on in the market. And so he's having to navigate that, and taxes don't ever stop. And so he's in a very high stress situation right now. So he's not the one here that is going to set the tone for my family. I want to be able to provide an environment of calm to reassure my own children, reassure my parents and the people in my neighborhood that I'm coming in contact with. And so how do I do that? Well, I'm going to do that by controlling what's going into my mind. I haven't stopped my routine, even though our regular routine is different. I'm still getting up before everybody. I'm still having a quiet time. I started in July doing a gratitude journal. I love being able to use that and just help me think of at least one thing that I'm thankful for every day. For me, my faith is important, and so I'm spending time in the scripture. I'm journaling Bible verses. I'm just spending time just hearing what do I need to be doing that day. I'm turning to my faith because I trust in God. I trust in His power and in His wisdom. And I know how things are going to end. I don't know how this coronavirus is going to end, but I know how things are going to end for me. So I seek my peace and my calm from that. I also love this. This is called the Habits of Health Life book. And it's what I started, have been able to really pull from for the past 2 years in just getting healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finances, and those little habits that I've been able to put into place on a daily basis are really helpful for me at this time. I can control what I put in my body. It's easy to be stress eating, and before I went on my health journey, I would have used this time to bake and to constantly be in my kitchen making something. Helps, I'm going through house renovations right now, so I can't be doing that. I don't have a stove, so baking is not an option. But if I can keep putting healthy things in front of my family, it just keeps us energized. It keeps us feeling well. It puts us at the best, in the best position to be able to fight this virus. And so be careful about what you're putting in your mind and in your body. And then also get out and move. I know we can't go be with other people, but you can get outside and you can take a walk. It's good to go get the fresh air. And so control what you can control. Choices make us, but a crisis reveals us. A crisis really reveals what's in us. We often get squeezed during a time of crisis, and so what we're putting in our mind, what we're putting in our body, is going to show when we really get squeezed. I want there to be positive things coming out of me that are only helpful for others when I'm getting squeezed, and I don't want it to be a negative, vile. Anything that flows out of me. So control what you can control, and be careful what you're putting into yourself. And remember that we're transforming every day. What I coach people through, I'm trying to transform their mind, their body, and their finances. Because transformation is a values issue. It requires morality and change from within. That again is something that you can control. Make sure that you are spending time to work on yourself, because if you're not bettering yourself every day, it's going to be tough to be bettering other people. Help your own family. If you're still working with, able to have contact with clients, maybe that's just by phone. Help them adjust their way to victory. Help your friends and family adjust their way to victory. Rise above the tide, rise above that crowd. Give them hope, give them little nuggets of information that are going to help them adjust their way to victory. A crisis is a time when real leaders rise up. Um, I'm, I am grateful to be able to pull from the wisdom of people like John Maxwell, who have had decades of experience in leading people and leading countries. So thank you for allowing me to share these nuggets of wisdom that came from surviving a crisis. I'm going to be doing 2 more of these segments to just share what are some things that we can be doing during this time of crisis. God bless each of you.